Today we have Rabbi Dr. Ganjian. I like to say your name with a nice G, as you can tell. Rabbi Ganjian. I think what's so special is that you're a rabbi doctor, and you probably didn't know how difficult it was for me to find a rabbi and doctor. I didn't know it was going to be difficult myself. But I found you, and we're sitting, and I have a lot that I want to cover in this however much time we can go through. But what's so fascinating is you probably have the parents that are the most happy, where they have not only a rabbi, but also a doctor. I don't know if they heard that you're a rabbi and they're like, okay, rabbi should. But then they heard you're a doctor, they go, okay, or the combination of it is probably very nuclear for them. But I'm Menachem. I don't have a rabbi or a doctor before my name. Tell us a little bit about your background. You're a pediatric physician. I know you specialize in obesity, pediatric obesity, which is going to lean into a lot of what we're going to discuss today. But give us a little bit of a background for those that don't know you.
Like background?
No, just a little bio. Like you're practicing in LA. You know what you.
Yeah. So I'm from Long Island, so you'll hear a little bit of a New York accent if you let me. And I'm drinking the water and talking the talk. I came out here for college and I stayed here for medical school, and I became a pediatrician, and I do mostly general pediatrics and pediatric obesity. I was working in the lower income areas and I was the head of 6 different pediatric clinics, and that's where I set up the different pediatric obesity centers. And then I was recruited into the West Side in Santa Monica. We call it Simcha Monica. There's a lot of Simcha there. And that's where I've been practicing. I see patients in the hospital over there at St. John's. And I'm here in the LA environment, and that's where I go to shul, and I have my friends here. So this is where I live.
Do you think childhood obesity is on a downtrend now? What are you seeing in your office?
So the reason I went into it in the first place is when I was doing pediatrics, because I love everything that applies to kids, is I want to see what was the biggest epidemic hitting kids so I can get involved and help stop it. And that was pediatric obesity. Mm-hmm. And that's when I first started in the lower income areas. That was what I was seeing mostly. Most kids were obese or at least overweight. And that was in the Hispanic population, the Black population. And that's why the pediatric obesity clinics that we had were doing so well. Then when I came out to the West Side, which is an affluent area, I'm not seeing as much obesity and overweightness. We do still see, and we still talk about it, but not as much.
Why is that?
Because the parents are more educated. Like when I was in downtown, I would have to tell the parents, what is that black stuff in the milk bottle you're giving to your 1-year-old? And they would say, oh, Coca-Cola, he's thirsty. Way. Yeah.
No, they give soda
to a 1-year-old? See, for you, you're like, whoa, obviously, no. But I'm like, in the doctor's office, they're doing it in front of me.
Oh, my God.
Spicy hot Cheetos was something. I call it the Cheeto sign. I would look at a kid's thumb, and I look at it, and I'll see the Cheeto sign, just like constantly with the junk food. Whereas the higher educated people are not giving it as much, so we don't have to worry about it. Usually what the issue is portion control. Portion control comes out to be a big issue.
What's fascinating, though, is for children, they have the parents as a gatekeeper. As adults, whether you're wealthy or not, you'll find us eating not so healthy stuff, just because it's difficult to refrain from it. But with children, what's fascinating is that the parents are the ones that are deciding what they're actually having access to.
Yeah,
so that's an interesting difference.
It is a big difference. But still, sometimes the parents make bad choices. Oh, they forced me to buy. I'm like, where'd they get the chips from? From the pantry. Who stocks the pantry?
Kids can force you. When they scream in the market, they have some power to that.
Big time power. And by the way, that's why advertising companies, what they do is they specifically market to children on purpose with different cartoon characters.
So they nag.
Nag, and they want it. And when they're in their store, they strategically place them right at the checkout so that...
Right at that height. Right, that 4 or 5 year old
you
height.
can see it, and Mom, I want it. And if you don't give it, and everybody's looking, so it gets embarrassing, and kids can control their parents.
Yeah, God bless them.
Yeah.
What I'll say though is that the reason why this really fascinates me, not only the idea of obesity, but losing the weight at a certain point is I've always dealt with obesity. And especially in the last 5 years, it was very hard to lose
You
the
were
weight.
always obese?
No. I was more fit, I would say, actually, but in the last 5-10 years, I gained like a good 30-40 pounds that I wouldn't be able to lose and keep off. As in every year I would lose that 40 pound. Literally, like I'd go, 230, 190, 240. I'd kept like yo-yoing. And it wasn't until I came across this medication, it's a peptide, right? The peptide craze, that actually helped me lose 70 pounds in 5 months, keep the weight off, feel healthy. I was pre-diabetic at the time.
Oh, wow.
My liver was doing so great. And all my blood work right now is doing amazing.
Baruch Hashem.
Everyone should go through their doctor. I don't suggest taking peptides that are going through the labs, even though I'm doing that. I had somebody check the purity of where I got it from.
Oh, using the undercover stuff? The
Undercover, not for rats.
I thought using
or
the
humans.
GLP-1s. Okay.
No, not for rats or humans. It says it on the vial. But it's coming out. Eli Lilly's going to actually come out with it, and hopefully in a few months from now or by 2027. They're going to have a big control over it, but they're going to come out with it. It's a life-saving medication. So that I think is a life-saving medication, which is going to kind of put us to this conversation. These medications.
Yeah.
They're being tested like crazy. Not the new peptides. I'm talking the ones that have been around for a long time. The side effects are coming less and less, or they're more able to mitigate them, or we know what to expect with these medications. I heard this phrase that it's one of the few drugs that you can actually see it adds years to your life. A lot of medications you can't promise that, but with actually losing weight, you can actually see that it adds years to your life, not a month, not a day, years. So my question to you. I saw great results. People see the same results that I have with even regular GLPs. Do you think that it should be a rabbinic law? I'm going there. It should be a rabbinic, because you're a rabbi. You're the only person that can talk to this from the medical side and from the rabbinic side, the spiritual side. A lot of things in Judaism, it's a rabbinic law if it's a life-saving measure or if it's to protect your health. Where does this fall? Where does this fall in the grand scheme of things? I am very gung-ho that rabbis should start saying, if you're yo-yoing and you have this condition where you're not able to keep the weight off, if you try dieting, you're being healthy, you're working out, at what point do we say that the same way you have to get heart surgery, God forbid, or you have to open your veins, or even basic stuff in the body, surgery or medications to lower cholesterol for life-saving measures, when do we say, okay, that's it, guys, you have to take this medication if the doctor is telling you to take it, or we should start having that conversation?
So, we're going to divide this conversation into two, okay? First, we're going to talk about
Rabbi and doctor.
No, it's not only that. It's the GLP-1s that are prescription doctor-guided ones, and then the peptides that are not doctor-guided, okay? The non-doctor-guided ones, that's you're on your own, and I would say be careful with those. In general, I don't like jumping onto medication fads too quick unless they've done a lot of studies on it. So the GLP-1s, you might say, but the Ozempic, the Wegovy's, those are new. No, they're actually not new. They've been around. We've been using them for diabetics for a long time.
Even children.
In children, we haven't been using them as much, but in adults, we have a lot of data. I don't like jumping on it because there was a medication called fen-phen, and it was really popular in the 80s, 90s. People were losing weight, and then we found that it causes an increase in heart issues, so they were taken off the market for safety reasons. So because of that, I don't like to talk about the ones that are not doctor-guided. So let's talk about the GLP-1s that are doctor-guided. Yes, those are really important. So actually in Sefer Devarim, we talk about you should guard your body me'od, a lot, like you were saying. And all the time, taking care of your health is really important. You have to watch what you're eating, exercising, sleeping, what you're watching with your eyes. Health is really important. And with that, yes, there is a biblical mandate and plenty of rabbinic guidance on it, like the Rambam. The Rambam was Was he the original Rabbi Doctor? But he's my hero, definitely the Rabbi Doctor. Huge on what you eat, how much you eat. You eat till 2/3 satiety.
Hara hachibun.
Hachibun. What is that?
That's actually a phrase I watched from this documentary called Blue Zones. Hara hachibun. It means to eat till you're like 80% or 2/3. No, sorry. Yeah, 2/3 full.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hachibun. What language is that?
I think it's Japanese.
Japanese. Okay. Konnichiwa, genki desu ka. So it's a definitely, that's what you're supposed to do. What order of the foods you should eat. And there's also the Rambam diet is a fad. I think I'm on a WhatsApp group, the Rambam diet, that talks about it. Yes, definitely.
Is sweating before you eat part of the Rambam diet? A couple of jumping jacks?
He doesn't talk. Not the part I'm up to. Not yet. We're like third week into it. Hasn't talked about jumping.
I know it says you should break a little bit of a sweat before you have a meal or something.
I think so. I have to look to see exactly. So far, we're up to exactly how to divide the meals and what meals to do, what to eat with what not to eat with what.
Okay, so
the Rambam was very big on it. So there is a lot of guidance, definitely, on how much you need to eat and how to eat and all that. Now to come and say that it's, every Jew has to be on these GLP-1s or everyone's got to be on these, same thing with cholesterol drugs, statins, because, we eat all this cholent and Galam, and we got to bring it down. Kalepacha. How much kalepacha can you eat already? Or even when it comes to like the antihypertensive medications, do you need to do it? So if you're seeing a doctor and you're having problems with your body and they're saying, hey, you're high risk, you're pre-diabetic, your liver's messed up, you have a family history of this, then you are obligated to listen to your doctor and you have to do it. You definitely have to do it. It comes also, comes to the idea of what happens if a person is addicted. What happens if they're addicted to eating? Can you require a person to stop eating?
Or addicted to their mom's warmest habit?
Yeah, how could not be addicted? And you're just like going crazy if you stop eating, you're gonna be cranky, horrible shalom bayit and all that. Can you force
there's a lot to balance?
It's all a balance, and also cigarette smoking, by the way. So cigarette smoking not allowed. But what happens if a person has been smoking for years and they're addicted, and it's going to be problematic for them to get off?
You can't pull the rug underneath them.
Exactly. So it's a discussion that you need to have with your LOR, local Orthodox rabbi. You got to have that. Not ChatGPT is not your LOR. Is actually speaking to your rabbi. If you don't have one, now is the time to get it. Elul, King is in the field. Just go to Chabad.org. No, I'm joking. You just go to see where your Kenisa is.
You got to put 1 foot forward. You got to find one.
You got to find one. I would say it depends on where you are. In LA, we have a lot of Orthodox Kenisas around you. See where you connect. If you're in different places, I always say wherever there's Coca-Cola, there's Chabad.
But in this situation, okay, let's say Ozempic, Mounjaro, okay?
Yeah.
You're yo-yoing. You have flab. You have those love handles, and you've had them for a while. It's not like it came for a few months. Most of us, if it's there, it's there. At what point do you tell yourself, that's it? Because people don't understand. I didn't understand myself that being overweight to a certain degree is far more dangerous and carries way more risks than any of these medications.
Yeah, being overweight can lead to cancer also. High blood pressure, liver problems.
Well, it's one of the biggest causes of any of these diseases is obesity, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the question is, let's keep it to the category of GLPs that have been studied. Can we say that it should be a deoraita to protect your body and take it seriously to get on these medications? And then obviously we got to talk about coming off the medication. That's the next thing. But would you say the rabbis should start? If they see their congregants are a little chubby, they're spending extra time by the cholent on Shabbat, they're having the extra plates of kiddush and not passing, giving some space for others to take the cakes, and they're munching around for a little bit longer than just tasters. Do we kind of give them a little bit of a hint, like, hey, Sadik, I hear you're breathing. Are you okay? Yeah, just loving the cholent. Should the rabbis give a little bit of love? Maybe you should see a doctor about weight loss medications. You've been at my shul for a few years now, and you're not getting any smaller, like in a very respectful way. The rebbits to the women, and the rabbis to the husband. The rabbis should never cross that boundary to the women, for sure. What do you say? What do you say to that? Because I'm gung-ho about this. I think more rabbis should talk about it. It's a life-saving medication.
You have to go with doctor guidance on this, okay? Because everybody's is, and yes, you can definitely say, hey, take care of your health. You see somebody's gaining weight. You know, it usually happens after they get married. I don't know if yours gonna. It's a sign of a good marriage.
Is it her cooking or the lack of cooking?
It's
you gotta go out to restaurants every night.
It's a sign of a good marriage. You could always tell who's married by their girth. But in general, yes, it's something that they should look into, and it's really good. But a lot of people have not started the diet and the exercise route yet. To go just specifically to the GLP-1s and hope it'll do the rest while they continue their eating and they continue without exercising is not the way to go. They really need to get a full balance thing, which is what you've done. You're doing all three. Yeah, exactly. I'm so proud of you. But I wouldn't say.
And that's the thing. People say, I'm so proud of you. I go to Kenny, stuff like, man, you lost a lot of weight. I'm so proud of you. Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. I'm like, it's just great medication. What do you want me to tell you?
It's not just that, though. You're not giving yourself credit. You're probably eating really
having
healthy.
A lot of protein. I'm having a lot of Fairlife protein chocolate milk, which is actually fantastic.
Uh-huh. This is sponsored by Fairlife.
Yeah, no, I wish it was. I will have a lifetime supply of Fairlife. I have cases coming from Costco every week. They think I'm a madman. But yeah, I'm having my protein. I'm working out.
You're working out.
I'm doing my resistance training.
How often do you work out?
At least 3 times a week.
3 times a week. And how often each time? How long each time?
Well, it depends. Are we counting the sauna time? I'm in the sauna for a good 15, 20.
Well, good exercise has to have the 3 Ps.
Tell me.
Panting, that means breathing fast. Palpitation, your heart's going out, and perspiration.
A lot of us are panting on the way to the gym if you're taking the stairs out, but I get what you're saying. Get the heart rate up.
So sauna doesn't count. So how much exercise do you do?
Yeah, well, I'm honestly not doing too much cardio. I'm doing a lot of
weightlifting. That's fine. Yeah. How much?
Weightlifting. Well, I mean, I'm going through like 4 different machines. I don't know if that kind of makes sense. I'm doing I don't know the names.
30 minutes?
Yeah, I know. At least 40 minutes of strength training.
That's what you want. By the way, just before I went to medical school, I was a personal trainer. You want to do 3 things for a good exercise program. You do want to have the resistance, the weight training. You want to have cardiovascular, and then you also need stretching. It's really important to do these 3 things as well to stretch it out.
Wait, let's talk about sauna though. Yeah. What do you know about sauna? I love the sauna. I got a sauna hat. I've seen Brian Johnson saying how important it is to go to the sauna.
Sauna hat.
Yeah, so it's good for your scalp. It doesn't get all dried up.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a wool hat. You can get it from Amazon for a few bucks.
Oh, wow.
But it's only if you do the sauna multiple times a week and for longer durations. They're seeing crazy things about lowering inflammation with the sauna and like also adding years or months, whatever it is, to your life and living your life in a healthier way. Have you looked into the sauna?
I have to look into studies of this and also the opposite, the plunges.
Cold plunges. I have one in the front yard.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody's into
My neighbors see me. This guy's insane. I'm like, this is great. This is so good for me. And then I come out and I'm like, my body's just blush red.
I know. I do the plunge every morning. The mikvah is amazing.
Oh, you go to the mikvah? Yeah. I don't know if we're allowed to disclose that.
Yeah, exactly. You're allowed to disclose it.
We've seen each other at the mikvah.
Eye to eye, yeah.
Eye to eye.
Yeah.
Head sticking up. But the mikvahs here are warm. They're not cold.
Baruch Hashem.
But there is the benefit of the cold mikvah. I mean, we know spiritually it's on a higher level. I think Kabbalistically, it's on a higher level to go to cold mikvah.
That's Rabbi Natanelli's. I went into it one time. I'm like, is this rocks in here?
I've heard they asking to drop ice in there.
No, there is ice in there. Yeah. I went in, there was ice in there.
It's like you're like going to Alaska. You go through the icebergs to get a nice
That's
dip.
why I went to the warm mikvah. Now I signed up to that.
Look, we're in 2026. We're all polished and driving around in cars and not like turning dirt to make money. We're established humans now. Like it's different. We're making money typing on keyboards instead of like plowing our plants. So it makes sense. We got to go into our warm mikvahs. But the crazy thing is seeing the benefits in medicine, a lot of it aligning with what we do in Judaism. Not that it gives an answer, a reason to. Actually, I heard a rabbi say, like, don't try to find the reason in the science to do it. Do it because that is what we do. Like they find the mikvahs in these caves that they worked so hard to make these mikvahs when they're even running away. The Jews are running away from persecution. they made these mikvahs in these caves where they would hide out. Like, that's how important it was for them.
Mikvahs are super important. That's one of the first things when a community is opening up in different places. The mikvah opens up. It was really, even when like the Chabad of Alaska opened up, the first thing they had to open up, because she was flying at the Rebbetzin once a month to like America.
Oh my God.
And then they got to mikvahs are really important for the family structure.
I really feel it. People don't understand that it's not the main thing's for the women to go, but it's a big benefit for the men as well.
Ezra came out with a takana. He said every man should go every day.
What's a mikvah to listeners that don't know what a mikvah is?
A ritualarium is how you translate it. It's just
Really? Ritualarium?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a body of rainwater that you go in and immerse. It's a very spiritual
Living
thing.
water.
Yeah, living waters is another one. Yeah,
And you do that multiple times a week?
I try to do it daily.
I heard at least before Friday. You get the neshama from Shabbat.
There you go.
So that's what I try to do at least. I have a clicker now, so I don't think about it.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
tap it,
I haven't
jump in.
seen you. I guess you go different times.
Yeah, different times. On Fridays, I try to go before the water gets murky.
Yeah.
There's actually
That's
actually
where I go also.
There's a barrier between when it starts getting cloudy and before it gets cloudy. So I try to go before the clouds settle in the water. But let's talk about this medication and longevity, because that's kind of where the world is headed right now.
Yeah.
I feel like in 10 years, we're not going to find one fat person. I really do. And I think it's going to become...
Well, it also depends on why are you trying to lose weight. Are you doing it because you want to just cosmetics?
So I don't think twice.
Or health.
I don't think twice to go pick up the Legos in the living room. I don't think twice to go take my kids out for a walk. I don't think twice to go and dress up a little bit nicer. I feel like I feel good in my clothing. It's like a lot of different, obviously for my health, but there's all these different things. Also for Shalom Bayit, a fat father and a fat husband, it's not amazing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel great. And I'm able to say that because I was very fat. I was 250 pounds. And just being that person, obviously my wife loved me regardless. My kids didn't. They can't tell I was a marshmallow or not. But there's this part of me now, like I'm dancing in the house with them and I'm sweating in the living room dancing. That wasn't the case before. Like I'm like doing things I wouldn't normally do with them. I'm carrying them on my shoulders and I'm like walking longer with them. It's
energy.
Definitely more energy, better sleep. It outnumbers all the things. What are the side effects? Okay, for me, a little bit of diarrhea at the beginning, a little bit of sulfur burps, but I'm adding years to my life. And during those years of the life, it's good years. It's not just adding years. You're having good years.
Yeah.
You're not constantly having to get blood tests because you're constantly having to balance. Oh, you're borderline diabetic. Like, just get out of there. When I see people that they're overweight, there's an answer now to it. Like, obviously, discipline, working hard. I've tried it. I've done it, and I lose the weight. I've lost hundreds of pounds. I've lost my body weight multiple times.
Wow.
Because I yo-yo. Now, is it an emotional thing? Is it like because I have maybe sometimes I have like a depressive disorder because of work, or maybe I'm traveling a lot? Like, okay, there's things, but the medication helps you have a smoother sail. I just think now when I see, I'm like, it's such a no-brainer. Why is this guy 300 pounds?
Well, I'll tell you one thing also. I think another reason you should say...
And he's not 6 foot. He's 5 foot. 5 foot, 300 pounds.
A lot of muscle. So I think one of the things that I would tell you also is you should do it also for Hashem. Losing weight is not just for physical reasons. It's a spiritual thing as well. When you lose weight, your neshama can function better in a healthier body. A healthy soul and a healthy body. They go hand in hand. It's so much easier to do mitzvahs and stay up and learn when your body is in a good place. So it's a spiritual thing as well. You're doing it for Hashem, and that's phenomenal. Also, the self-control that you gain is huge. Like when you see that chocolate or thing that before you would just eat it because it was there and why not? And
it kind of breaks the Yitzhahara. It's kind of like not so much of a battle anymore. The thing is, I feel like I have yet less of a zechut now when I go out to like dinner places and I see a lot of cakes and stuff. I don't have to struggle to refrain from eating it.
So beautiful.
But before, you'd get a lot more zechut to like hold back.
It's fine. It's okay. It's still you're getting the zechut, and definitely that's a beautiful thing. That self-control is huge and can help you so much in life for so many reasons. You can control all parts of your body, your mouth, what you're hearing, lashon hara, what you're seeing with the billboards. This self-control is a huge thing in Judaism. And yeah, you see a person who's overweight and then say, hey, especially you've done it. You say, look, I've done it. I've been there. I know exactly what you're going through. We can do this together. Can I help you through it? Definitely.
There's rebounding. It's such a difficult thing. And then you have a whole nother class of a reason to lose weight, which is Some people, they don't have the confidence when they're big and they want to get married and they're going on these dates and they're not fully themselves. Is she looking at me? Is she looking at my chin? Are my man boobs showing? Like if I'm eating the food, do I look like a fat person? And you get a skinny guy that's fit, they always look good when they eat. Like if I see a skinny guy with muscles and they eat that salad, I don't care what they're eating. It's like something to watch. But you have a bigger guy, and I'm not trying to fat shame. It's just the reality. It's like you're just not being at the most optimal level
just like a diabetic is not shameful for them to take insulin. So too,
Exactly.
a person who is obese, it's not shameful to take medicine. It's something that this is the new era, and it's beautiful. And the side effects we're seeing it with the regulated ones. They're all good.
Not the rat poison.
Yeah, exactly. No, they said it. Don't give it to rats. It's poisonous. So definitely, I would say be careful. Now, one thing I would say is,
but where I'm getting at though is for shidduch dates.
Yeah,
people
I know.
that are shidduchim. Like I feel like the guy or the girl that they should consider this. That if they don't feel confident in their skin,
For sure, they could
they're
definitely
dating. I don't think they have to even say "Hi, my name is Angela. I'm on GLPs." I don't think you have to expose that. But I think that's something that even matchmakers should maybe even put into their
encourage.
thing.
Yeah, that's a good
encourage.
thing. Yeah,
Hey, you want to get married? You look fantastic. Just make sure see if you want to try one of these medications. If you see that you're having a hard time, I don't know. It's obviously a very touchy.
It's a touchy issue, especially if you bring up to girls. There's also another issue is that there are a lot of girls who I wouldn't even consider overweight, just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking
and they're
about
using
skin
it,
and bones. Yeah, I'm talking
and
about.
You got to watch out for that.
Yeah, no, for sure you have to be in the middle path in everything that you do. I completely agree with that. But I'm talking about people that are whatever the doctors consider obese. They have that number. They have that calculation, and it's you can now negate that. You can overcome that. It's not impossible anymore. At some point I thought it was impossible. Even though I'd go road cycling, I was one of those big fat guys on a road cycle. Those guys that you're like, how in the hell is he climbing that mountain? I did that.
With the spandex?
My legs are super skinny, and I had a huge upper body, not because I was strong. I had a gigantic body. And I was able to do it, but it's not efficient, and it doesn't feel great. But I think it'll open the world for shidduchim, for people to be really confident in themselves, feel great in their clothing, to be more athletic, to be able to be more productive as a father, not think twice to go take out the trash,
Losing weight is one chapter, but maintaining it and keeping it off is the whole book. So the maintaining is the most important part of it. So that's what you're gaining into right now.
Now that's my transition, yeah.
That's just going to be more harder. You've won the battle. Now comes the war. So make sure that's the part your body says, oh, it's okay. You can give in a little bit. You've done so well. Go for it. Just keep going. And then guess what, though? Even if you fall, don't worry about it. It's like when a person's riding a bicycle and they fall, what do you tell them? Get back on. So too, even if
get back on me, just go back on the medication a little bit longer.
If you need to get back on the medication, go for it. But don't say the medication didn't work. That's like a person who was riding a bike and they fall off and they say, the bike doesn't work. No, everything was working. It just happened to fall off. That's life. Falling off a bike is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you had a bike in the first place and you were actually doing it in the first place. Falling off the losing weight wagon is not a problem. It just means that you were able to do it before. Go ahead, do it again.
But what I'm starting to see now with peptides, I know we can't talk about it too much.
Which one? GLP-1s we could.
Well, this is retatrutide.
They're doing a study on that one. That sounds very successful. They said
Eli Lilly's GLP-3.
They said next year, 2027. Yeah.
Triple agonist. I don't even know what that means. It hits your glucagon receptor or whatever that means. But what I'm seeing is I microdosed on it. I did 0.5. The study was at 8 to 12 milligrams. I was doing 0.5 for the first month and I lost 10 pounds.
Wow.
Microdosing. I'm still technically microdosing right now. And I'm coming off of it. I'm slowly tapering off of it. But what they're seeing is, and again, I'm seeing these results on some journals that there is a potential for a protective layer against cancer, that cancer cells can't form when this medication is in the body. Is it because a lot of fat cells turn to cancer cells, or is it being obese in general can cause cancer cells to develop? I don't know, but they're seeing that even just microdosing 0.5, 0.3, just letting it signal in your body and be there could have a protective layer. Again, let's look at it in a few years from now. If that's the case, then maybe we found something that can be like an added protective benefit.
Yeah, you're saying there's an association, but we don't know if it's a cause of the decrease in cancer. So something that we need to take and look into later on. It's hard to predict these things. I've been around too much to know that like these fads, a lot of times everything looks good. And then after a while, actually it wasn't so good, or there's issues. So let's see what happens. But don't do the over the counter stuff. Use the real stuff on their doctor guidance. Doctor.
I'm God willing moving over to one of the regular GLPs as I'm coming off of this
with doctor guidance.
Doctor guidance.
Doctor, not I mean like a dentist or
my local doctor in my shul.
Yeah.
He'll send me something to get my blood work, and then I'll send it back to him on a WhatsApp, and he'll be okay. You're good, Menachem. I guess the next thing
by the way, one of the things I always tell people is not so much important as what you're eating as why you're eating. It's really important to think about: am I eating to serve Hashem, and I need this to do Torah, mitzvahs? Am I needing this to function, or am I doing it for a taste?
Steak, $100 ribeye steak serving Hashem. I get me feel like a nice shackle on that, but
you have to have the kavanah, the right mindset as well.
That's a very high level of eating, and I guess that goes into why we say blessings. The brachos we say, having patience, and I love that idea that you're completely trying to be in control of your animalistic inclination, right? The first thing you want to do when you're hungry is just pounce on that food, and to take a moment, hold back, look at it, and say, aha. You elevate your consciousness, you elevate the moment, and you say the bracha. And we are one of the only beings that can do that. Any other creation, they don't have that ability to look and wait and decide to eat it even when their body's telling them to eat it. All animals, when the food is there and it's available, they'll eat it, and they're hungry. They'll eat it right away. They'll just pounce on it. That's what separates us and makes us into human beings. Otherwise, we're just animals, and we could be animals.
It's such a holy thing to have that self-control. We call it hiskafia in Chassidus, to have that self-control and not to give into it. That adds to so much holiness and kedusha, so much.
I even heard one time that if you have a piece of cake, refraining from eating from it, even for a little bit, is equivalent to a fast.
Yes, exactly. That's amazing. I love that. You're going to eat the chocolate cake. Fine. Give it 5 minutes. 1 minute. 5 seconds.
Judaism is all about self-control.
Oh, yeah. Don't give
so much about it, about how we operate during our day and bringing our intention into everything we do, even the sexual acts. We can have a whole another podcast about this.
Food and sexuality are related, by the way. Rambam listed in the same book.
Category?
Yeah.
Because I guess it's
indulgence,
yeah, and also and overindulgence is very bad in both.
Yeah.
So I personally believe, with obviously the lifespan's increasing, every month I'm seeing a new article about they're unraveling the DNA, and they're able to see like which cells are causing the cells to get older. We're telling the cells don't get older, time to get younger. Like Musk is like. And I love Elon Musk. He says, have you ever seen someone's right hand age at a faster rate than someone's left hand? How does every single cell in the entire body know at what rate to age? It's being informed. It's one organism. It's being told, okay, today's the next day. We are now 1 day older cells. Mm-hmm. It's like, so, and now they're trying to find, okay, what's the human clock? What's the clock in the body telling it to age? Let's stop, go backwards. And I think lifespan, someone Sinclair, he has an organization called Lifespan. They actually did the first trial giving to a human testing of like a longevity medication about stopping age or going backwards. The fact that we're even talking about it, Messianic era.
Exactly. Nobody's passing away and anymore. And like, how can that be? Nobody passes away. But there's an anti-aging institute. Cedars-Sinai has one, and they have phenomenal researchers. I went to a presentation, and unbelievable how they're talking about the end of aging and what you're trying to find, the genes that causes or the genetic modifications that causes, and trying to do the medications and the trials they're doing right now. Phenomenal.
So literally we can see a time where the ages increase, right? We say like there's going to be a time of Noah where we have like 800, 900 year lifespan.
Going to live forever, buddy. That's what it means when Mashiach comes.
Then that says, maybe the scooter's not worth it. If you could live 1,000 years, is riding a scooter to end your life, God forbid, by crossing a street worth it? It's like we're going to start calculating. Even driving, is driving somewhere even worth it? Soon the robotic cars are going to drive us, right? We're going to have such a difference in risk tolerance. If you have so many more years you can live, it's like, hey, I'm 70. I got a little bit longer. Like, whatever. I'll go skydive. It's like we have so many different things now to calculate it. 800 years? I'm 32. Okay, if I live 900 years, God willing, I haven't even reached like that much of it.
Right.
That's a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah.
Then what do we do with our time? Especially with AI taking over jobs. Maybe one day medicine, for sure videos already. I've been making TV ads with AI right now. TV spots. No more location, no more actors, no more insurance, no more cameras, lighting. None of that's needed anymore. It's going to come to every single sect. What do we do with our time? Do you ever deal with depression in adolescence? Do you deal with depression?
All the time.
So, like, don't you think if people don't have purpose, it'll lead to depression?
I see that all the time. The patients that are most depressed are the ones that are the good-looking ones and the richest ones. It's as if everybody else that doesn't have looks and richness, they're like, okay, but if I one day look somewhere, if I make a lot of money, and they have, that's what they're working to. But the ones that have it already, are like, wait, I'm empty.
I got what I needed.
So when I was working in the lower income areas, the most common prescription was antibiotics. Here in these higher income areas, the most common prescription that we're seeing, and I spoke to pharmacists also, are antidepressants. We're seeing a lot.
Way.
Yeah, so you see that all the time. So you definitely need purpose in your life. And I think that's why a lot of people come to me, not Jewish, and they're just coming around and telling me, yeah, I had patients of mine that are Persian, American, Chinese, from Qatar. How do we raise our kids with purpose, with meaning, and what do we need to do? Yeah, you have to have purpose. One quick purpose is, as the Baal Shem Tov says, a person comes into this world and lives a full life could be just to do a favor for another.
Wow.
That's your top of your purpose. Learn to do favors and give to this world.
They say in a lot of these studies is people that have longer lives, a lot of them come from people that are in communities, human interaction.
Oh, that's huge.
Personal interaction. Also doing something for someone else. Giving. Being there for someone else. And we're living such a secluded time with our phones, obviously, with our cubicles and all that stuff. But at some point, when we don't need to work, what's our purpose, right? The doctor is not going to say, oh, I save people. That's my purpose. The mechanic's not going to say, oh, I fix people's cars. I help them get back on the road.
Dr. Mechanic.
And whatever the occupation is, the garbage guy is not going to say, look, I take all the filth so people can have a cleaner life. And I feel great about it. What's our purpose? My answer, and I'm asking you because I think I have some sort of an answer, to understand and bask and be with the creator of the universe. The creator of the universe. I don't care what religion you're in, or what you like to follow, what you like to meditate. You like to hug trees, go hug a tree. There is a fascinating concept of this super calculator world we live in. And just to constantly be in that state of wanting to know the creator and come close to him and to be with him and to understand that, like, now we're understanding in quantum, like what happens when things shift in one place and it alters another universe, another place in the earth, like speaking to the creator. We're getting very much into the spiritual aspect of things, but that's what I think. I think it's going to be spending time understanding why we exist. Musk even says he wants to understand the universe. The universe is Hashem, Makom. That is Hashem. It's all made up from God, the every atom. But what do you think as a doctor? What would you say? And thinking about it in a very, tangible way, and not bringing religion into it. What would purpose be then?
Tanya talks about it, and it says the whole purpose of existence is to make a dwelling for Hashem in this world. It says,
but that's also spiritual.
It's very spiritual. Yeah. I don't think you can just be physical and have a purpose.
Wow.
Helping another person, though, that is pretty physical, but it's also very spiritual. Connecting is really important. I think one of the things one of the blessings of COVID was this idea of quarantine and how bad it is for the mental health of a person to be separate from one another. Like you said, these places that have longer longevity, they're living strong community. It's the idea of taking care of one another, being there for one another, giving of your time, doing a favor for another person. So yeah, I would say like the essence of whoever you are. Let's say a black person is to be a black person and do what you got to do and help others. And the same thing with a Native American. And a Jew, his essence is to make a dwelling for Hashem in this world through Torah and mitzvahs. That's it. That's what you got to do.
What's your parting words, Rabbi? Rabbi Doctor.
My parting words?
Parting words. What's one thing you want people to think about till we come back to our next God willing episode, when we're injecting ourselves with non-rat poison?
I would say that exactly what you're saying is that physical health is important, but it's not just physical, it's spiritual health. Physical health is a spiritual endeavor as itself. So what you're doing, and you're losing weight, whatever your purpose is to do it because you want to look around that, at the end of the day, also remember you're doing it so that your soul is happier, and therefore you could do your mission in life and your purpose in life. So it's very important to take care of your health. Super important, and that's what I definitely recommend. At the same time, extremes are not good. The extreme of obesity, we said, is not good, but the other extreme of anorexia and going to that extreme is not good.
Having OCD with
OCD. I mean, I get phone calls. One wife calls me, my husband is obese, help me. Another wife calls me, my husband is anorexic. He doesn't eat anything, doesn't touch anything with sugar in it, and he's so angry, or he's temperamental, or he's constantly in the gym, doesn't want to help out at home, so you have to be in the middle. That's very important. The middle path.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Can I get a quick heart check or?
Yeah, exactly.
You already got the stuff on you.
Check out prostate exam. Come.
Okay, Chazak. Thank you so much.
Sadik.